Hello everyone, I'm Maxine, just if in case you don't know who I am. I'm making this recording now because I did try a live this morning which was really unsuccessful. It kept cutting out and freezing, and so I eventually gave up. It was no good. I've forgotten that this side part of the house just has a really bad connection. So what I wanted to talk about and why I was wanting to do the live was especially because it's International Yoga Day. I wanted to share my passion for yoga and the magic and wisdom that it holds. And also, so happy International Yoga Day and happy summer solstice, which apparently was yesterday. It's usually on the 21st, but I think the reason being was because it's been a leap year, and apparently it can be between the 20th and the 22nd. So actually I wanted to read a little bit about quote about the summer solstice. During the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, it's a gateway opens, offering an opportunity to tune into the higher frequencies and illuminate the inner wisdom within us. Let's pause, listen, and open ourselves to receive. And so, also then getting back to International Yoga Day, which was when I began my yoga journey 8 years ago today, without actually realising at that very time that it was International Yoga Day until several days after. So I thought that was a good sign to let me know that I was on the right path. So I was just turned 49 and getting too close to 50 for comfort. Realised I'm not a fan of the gym. I needed to do something. So I bought myself a yoga mat, and in this very room started to follow YouTube videos, and before I knew it I was making my own little sequence and fell in love completely with yoga, and also not realising either until soon after it is actually a very not only physical practice but a very spiritual practice too, which I love. So it has all sorts of benefits. It really is wonderful. So let me read something out of this yoga magazine that my daughter got me this subscription for 1 year at Christmas a few years ago, and it talks a little bit about International Yoga Day, and that was in 2021, but it's the same obviously for every year. International Day of Yoga. It was observed for the first time in 2015 after the United Nations General Assembly on December the 11th, 2014 proposed and established June the 21st as International Yoga Day. The date was assigned for the occasion as it is the longest day when the sun is out longer compared to any other day of the year. So the inspirational aspect about International Yoga Day is that the support of the 175 nations from Canada to China is the highest number of co-sponsors ever for any United Nations General Assembly resolution of such nature. It offers a promise of a better future where politics and spirituality can work hand in hand to unite people through the practice of yoga and its potential to create inner peace and to become more conscious, loving and understanding of ourselves, our neighbours and our planet. The global pandemic of COVID-19 has made this realisation stronger and deeper. More and more scientific studies are backing up what we yogis and yoginis already know. Practicing yoga, meditation and pranayama exercise provide a myriad of physical, mental, emotional and spiritual benefits. But yoga is more than just about what asanas, poses, we can do on the mat. Practicing yoga is living by its principles and ethics such as non-violence and commitment to truthfulness, universal moralities that we carry out day to day in our thoughts and actions. There's still lots to read, but I can't remember where I'm going to read up to, so let's carry on a little. Since its humble origins deep in the Indian subcontinent, yoga has continually been modified and rejuvenated. Yoga has been embraced by people of all ages and dispositions, especially in the West. A study published in Yoga Times showed that as of 2020 there were 300 million people in the world practicing yoga. Today there is an abundance of styles. Whatever style of yoga you practice, we understand that not every regular practitioner is on a spiritual quest. But if International Yoga Day gets people across the world who may not have practiced yoga before to bend, stretch and move their bodies like they naturally should be doing, then this will be another remarkable achievement in this age of inactivity that is caused by the distractions of social media and technology and living a sedentary lifestyle due to more of us sitting working at computers all day. And again, even if it just changes a few people to become more conscious and active of their bodies and lifestyles, then they could go on to become future yoga teachers and inspire and change the lives of generations to come. Right, so that's that for now. And then I also had intended on demonstrating a little yoga sequence for anyone who wishes to follow. What else was I going to say? I might just continue waffling on at the end, but let's for now get on with the little sequence. So feel free to join in, or if you just would like to watch and learn, that's perfectly fine. Most importantly, what I always say about any yoga practice is whatever you're doing, whatever pose you would prefer to hold, just to simply follow your breath in and out through the nose, in through the nose and out through the mouth, however you want to do it. So let's begin. On foot, prefer to start on foot because what I call easy pose isn't always easy for everyone. So I usually like to end with that. So standing nice and tall, feet together, a hip width apart, palms together in prayer, pelvis tucked under, shoulders softly roll back and down. And either with the eyes closed or the gaze off the tip of the nose, chin just slightly lowered, as we ground and centre ourselves, feeling the feet firmly planted on the ground, palms pressed together, taking some nice deep conscious breaths in and out through the nose, connecting the mind with the body and our inner being in the present moment, in the here and now, letting go of the past, not thinking about the future, just be fully present, tuning into our inner essence of peace and calm and love and joy. Maybe set an intention, whatever that may be you'd like to get out of the class today, or maybe set some goal or achievement for the future. But like I say, most importantly, follow the breath throughout. And then we'll take the arms down by our sides, mountain pose, and then inhale up to the sky, prayer, exhale and hinge and fold. And let's just let our body sway from side to side, relaxing the head, neck and shoulders, stretching out the hamstrings, maybe grab onto the elbows, gently sway Make these little pulses up and down. And then inhale up to the sky. Take a hold of one elbow and just pull the arm behind, and maybe take a little stretch over to one side. Hold several breaths here. You could look up to the sky or take the gaze down to the ground. And then bring it back to center. Take the arm straight out in front and bring it across the chest. Just hold and breathe. You maybe feel like taking a gentle sway, or stay static, whatever feels good for you. And then release. Take the arms down. Inhale up, palms together. Exhale, pray. And take hold of the elbows the opposite way around this time. Gently sway, relaxing, releasing any stress and tension in the head, in the neck and shoulders. Nourishing breaths. And then inhale up to the sky once again. Taking hold of the opposite elbow, just pulling down behind the head. And then reaching over to one side. That lovely stretch down the side. You go up and down, or up. And then bring the arm in front and across. And again, either stay static, pull it in, closing the eyes with the gaze off the tip of the nose, following the breath, maybe gently sway. And then release the arms down by the side. And then, once again, raising the arms up to the sky. Nice deep inhale, feel the lungs expand as you fill up the lungs and feel the rib cage expand. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hands to the ground. Step one foot back. All over there. Into our first downward facing dog. Palms planted, spread the fingers wide in downward facing dog, or anytime you plant the palms on the ground. Align in the back, push the ground away, nip the shoulder blades together, hips to the sky and heels towards the ground. Maybe have a little pedal, gentle sway, look under each armpit. And then gaze forward, bring it into tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, palms planted, fingers always spread wide. It gives us much more strength, balance and stability. So we'll take some cat-cows here. So we'll inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Exhale, curl it under, pushing the ground away, plucking the chin, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale up. And move it around if you wish, or stay static, and exhale. And in your own time, following the breath, inhale up, exhale, curling it under, moving it around, any which way feels good for you. Feeling your way into the body. And take it out to one side. And the other. And then lowering the bum to the heels, stretching out the arms, resting the forehead. One variation of child pose. If you ever during your practice need to take a break, always feel free to choose a child pose of your choice, and then either active arms where the arms are straight and palms either flat, pressing the fingertips, passive arms, resting the forehead, resting the arms, or pray behind the head, just whatever feels right for you with your practice. And then gaze forward. Plant the palms, fingers spread wide. Inhale, bring it up here. And then we'll have the shoulders directly above the wrists, and notice how we can rotate the elbows here. Rotate the backs of the elbows out, the elbows will bend that way. That's okay for like threading the needle, you can take it out that way, but most of the time we want to turn the insides of the elbows forward so that when we lower the chest, the chin and the chest down, taking the weight forward slightly, bend and the elbows are going to come tucked into the ribs. So lower it down and then let the hips fall. Pull the shoulders back and push up into cobra, baby cobra to begin with, nice and low. And just take several breaths. And then let's push back up, back into child pose. And then gaze forward, inhale. And then again, check the elbows, and let's exhale as I come down. Lower the hips, pull the shoulders back, push up, maybe slightly higher. And then back again. So gaze forward, inhale to here, checking the elbows, exhale. And then inhale up. And exhale back. So in your own time, inhale forward, exhale down, inhale up, and exhale back. Just finding a nice flow. Inhale, exhale, elbows tucked right into the ribs, pull the shoulders back, push up through the palms, and back again. So last time, inhale, exhale, pull the shoulders back, and this time if you wish to, if your spine is comfortable enough to forward your spine, take it into up dog. Up dog, hands are directly underneath the shoulders, and don't sink it down, pushing the ground away, pull the shoulders back and down away from the ears, lengthen through the neck, legs are straight, just letting the hips fall. Several nice deep breaths. And then lift the hips, widen the knees. Bump the heels, wide knee, child pose, active arms, rest in the forehead, passive arms, or pray. And then bringing it back up into tabletop. And then take an inhale, chin up, tailbone up, tuck the toes under, lift it up, sink it back into down dog. So finding a nice strong down dog once again. So if you relax the shoulders and heads out, we're not getting much alignment with the arms, but if you push the ground away, turn the triceps, relax the head, nipping the shoulder blades together, we can align the arms in the back. And hips to the sky, heels towards the ground. Don't worry if your heels aren't touching the ground, that will eventually come. You may find if you just alternately bring one heel down at a time, you can get a little closer. And then let's take the gaze forward, either walk the feet to the hands or you could rock it and bunny hop to the front of the mat. And fold it here. You could grab onto the big toes and pull it down, or the ankles, pull it in, or hug, just to stretch out the hamstrings, or maybe ragdoll if you prefer. And release, inhale up to the sky. Just taking a moment, tuning into the breath, checking out the posture, composing ourselves. Notice how you feel from when you began. Breath going a little faster, the heartbeat going a little quicker. And maybe you can notice this whole energy body beginning to flow more freely already. So just really focusing on the breath, being fully present in the here and now. And then we'll take the arms down by their sides once again. We'll go through a classic sun salutation. Inhale up to the sky, palms together, soften the knees, exhale, pray, hinge and fold. Step the right foot back far enough to drop the knee so the left knee's above the left ankle. Lengthen through the spine and reach towards the ground. You may need blocks, or just reach down as far as you can until eventually you can reach to the ground maybe. Hands down, step this front leg back into down dog. Find a nice strong triangle. Nice deep breath in and out. Gaze forward. Exhale, lower the chest, elbows tucked in. Let the hips fold, pull the shoulders back and bring it through into cobra, or maybe up dog if you feel you want to. Back to down. Again, always finding a nice strong down dog, pushing the ground away, and then bringing the right leg through, keeping the hips high, knee to nose, weight forward, step it through, help it through if you need to, and again lengthen and reach towards the ground, and then together fold. Inhale up to the sky and exhale, pray. And once again, taking this moment to compose ourselves, checking out the posture, preparing ourselves for the other side. And then arms down in mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, pray, hinge and fold. Step the left foot back, drop the left knee, lengthen through the spine, reach towards the ground. Eventually, when you become familiar with the poses, we can flow it with each pose, one breath to each pose. Hands down, step the front foot back into down dog. Okay, nice deep inhale and exhale, finding a nice strong down dog. Inhale, exhale, gaze forward, drop the knees, checking the elbows are right. Lower it down, hips down, shoulders back, push it up and through. Dogger, cobra or sphinx. Sphinx would be under the forearms if that's where you want to be. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel. And back to down. Find that nice strong down dog. Left leg through, knee to nose. Keep the hips high, step it through, drop the back knee. Lengthen through the spine, reaching towards the ground. And step it together. Fold. Inhale up to the sky. And pray. Well done if you've joined me. So once again, just tuning into the breath, being fully present, checking out the posture, composing ourselves. For our next little sequence, back to mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky, hitting the ceiling here. And let your slight back bend, exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Hands could be the ground or the shins or the thighs. Bend the knees, step back into a plank. Steps and stages 4 to bring it through into vinyasa. So drop the knees. As we did before, lower it down, elbows tucked in, or from plank, weight forward, elbows bend, half plank through and up dog, or all of the way to the ground, keep the elbows tucked in, uncurl the toes, pull the shoulders back, push up into river, cobra up dog, sphinx maybe, and then back to down. So as we will be stepping it through on a shorter distance between the feet and the hands, so we can keep the hips high, allows more space for the leg to come through. So we're taking the right leg straight in line with the body, push the ground away through the palms, activate the leg, tensing right through to the bum, from bum cheek, thigh calf, point the toes, flex the foot, keep the leg high and straight, point, and then bend the knee, let the foot fall behind, look underneath the right armpit for that little bit extra opening. Nice conscious breath. Straighten the leg, square the hips, ball of the left foot, right knee through the nose, keep the hips high, step it through. Turn the back foot flat, 45 degrees, right knee directly above the ankle, feet on separate tracks, each in alignment with each hip, into warrior one. Take several breaths here. And then bring the palms together into prayer. Taking a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll transfer the weight. When you find your balance, lift it up. Focus on a spot. And follow the breath. Activate that back leg. And reach out the arms in front, maybe in a mudra. Or just stretch the arms out in any direction, that helps you balance. Breathing all the way. Well done. And then bring it up. Knee into the chest. So that was warrior three. And sweep the arms down. We'll take it into tray pose here. So you could place the foot on the ankle or on the calf. If you take the ankle, place the foot into the opposite thigh. Trying to avoid the knee, so some say. And then next step, reach up the palms to the sky. So really focus on a spot and really focus on the breath. And remember, yoga is a journey of self-realization, self-acceptance, so wherever we are at is perfect. Just takes practice, patience and perseverance. And some days we'll have good balance, and other days we might find ourselves wobbling all over the place, which I find happens to me fairly often. Go back to checking out our posture, taking nice deep conscious breaths, being fully present. And then we'll do the opposite side. So mountain pose, inhale up to the sky, slight back bend, press, soften the knees, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back, bend the knees, and either, as we did before, step back into plank or jump back into chaturangas, which is half plank. And then either all of the way to the ground as we did before, or through and up from half plank. Again, don't sink the shoulders down, push up and shoulders back. And then back to down dog. So again, short distance between the hands and feet, because if we have a longer distance between the hands and feet, it's hard enough to get the leg through anyway. You've got no space here. Bring them further closer and the hips are higher. So the left leg straight up in line with the body. Activate right through to the tips of the toes, tensing through. Flex, pushing into the heel. And point. Pushing the ground away, bend the knee. Look underneath the left armpit for that little bit extra opening of the hip. Several nice deep breaths. And then straighten the legs, square the hips. Come out the ball of the right foot. Bring the knee through to the nose, weight forward. Keeping the hips high, step it through, help it through if you need to. Turn the back foot flat 45 degrees. Find your balance. Come up, hips are square. Warrior one. Palms together. Into prayer. Nice deep inhale. And transfer on the exhale. Focus on a spot. And nice deep conscious breath. Activate that back leg. Engage the core. And stretch the arms out. Warrior three. And then lift it up. Following the breath all the way. And then release the hands. And as before, placing the foot onto the ankle or the calf or into the side of the inner thigh. And the next step is up. So it's always steps and stages. Focusing on that spot, really focusing on the breath. And then when you're ready, sweep it down and release. Well done. So we'll take it down the mountain once again. Nice and tall. Inhale up to the sky. Slight back bend, press, soften the knees, hinge and fold. Inhale halfway flat back. And bend the knees, hands down. So as before, you could step it back into plank and then lower it down, or jump back into half plank and through and up. So if you've lowered it, step back into plank, then you could drop the knees, lower it down, keeping the elbows, then through and up, or take it forward, halfway, all of the way to the ground, and through and up. So there's lots of options there. And then back to wide knee child pose. Rest in the forehead, active or passive arms. And then bring the hands in so we're slightly out on an angle. And then reach one hand up to the sky. Reach and stretch out through the fingertips. Nice deep nourishing breaths. And then thread the needle, so the elbow doesn't go this way, it goes this way with thread the needle, which is what we normally try to avoid. Lower it down right from your shoulder. Rest in the forehead, reach in the opposite hand to the sky. Stretch it out, really feel the tension in your tricep. Turn the palm and reach behind the back to the opposite thigh. Just relax, some nice deep breaths. And then release the hand, let it slide across the back. Stretch it out above your head, flat on the floor. So feeling that that exhilaration after all of that exertion. It feels super lovely. And then the opposite hand to the sky. Reach it up, stretch it out. And then thread the needle. So elbow out and lower down. So reach right through, land down on the shoulder and reach to the sky. Pulling that arm back, feel the tension in the tricep. Trying to keep the bum as close to the heels as you can. Probably find it's lifting up a little bit at this point. And then turn, reach behind the back to the opposite thigh. Try to pull this shoulder back. And release to the ground, stretched out above your head, flat on the floor. And just relax and breathe. And then let's bring it in. Bring it into tabletop. Maybe take a few more cat-cows. Just to massage the spine up a little further. Just a moving cat-cow, back and forth. Whatever feels good for you. Just feeling the weight of the body, the breath. Just relax and enjoy. And then we'll just take the knees slightly wide of the hips, crossing the ankles over. Just sit it back, rolling over the ankles onto our bum. Stretching the legs out in front. And then just lean forward, walking the bum cheeks back. Soften the knees, flexing the feet. Reach it up with a nice deep inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. And you can grab onto the ankles, the feet, or wherever you can get hold of and pull it in. So we want the knees bent here to whatever degree it needs to be, because we don't want to be rounding like this. We want to be hinging from the hips. So lift the knees. Maybe you need to lift the knees as high as this to get the chest to the thighs, and then just fold the head in. So whether it be there, if your legs are straight, you're super duper flexible. So inhale, exhale, lengthening through the spine, hinge and fold. And then hold where you are, lengthen through the spine a little more. Deep inhale, exhale, hinge and fold. And then release. And then we'll take it into Shavasana from here. Just gently roll down. Taking the arms out wide. Lift up the chest, tucking the shoulder blades flat. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale. Bend the knees, bring the feet in towards the bum cheek. Shift the hips off to the left a couple of inches. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, knees to the chest, let them fall to the right. Take hold of the outside of the left leg with the right hand and pull it towards the ground as close as you can. Keeping the shoulder blades as close to the ground as you can. Just relax, turn the head to the opposite way to the knees. Maybe if you want to deepen the stretch, you could take the top leg out straight, or just keep it bent. Just keep hold, pulling it down, just to encourage that nice twist. And relax, breathe and enjoy. And then release, back to center, feet down. Shift the hips off center a couple of inches to the right. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, knees to chest, let them fall to the left. Taking hold, pulling it down, keeping the shoulder blades as close to the ground as you can. And if you want to stretch out the top leg, you could grab the big toe, the foot, the ankle, or the calf. just to deepen the stretch. Just relax and breathe. Well done. And then release, bring it back to center, feet down. Shift the hips back into the center, realigning the spine. Take the legs down straight, a little apart, let the feet flop out. Arms down by the sides, palms facing up over, lift up the chest, tuck the shoulder blades flat. And just closing the eyes, take a nice big deep inhale, filling up the lungs, hold for a second. And a big sigh out. Release, relax, surrender, and let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Letting the physical body melt away into the earth below. Just feeling the weight of the head, the shoulders, the backs of the arms, backs of the hands, the back, the bum, the weight of the legs, the calves, the heels, just all melt away into the earth below. Anything that doesn't serve you will be absorbed by Mother Earth. Any negativity, unwanted thoughts, any worries, any cares, any stresses, any anxieties, just let it all go. So inhale, exhale, just release and relax. And then as we inhale, look into the center of the forehead and breathing in that life force prana energy through the nose, down into the, filling up the lungs. Knowing that it's being pumped by the heart through into every one of the trillions of cells throughout the body, through the veins and the arteries, flowing freely, imagining them flowing freely like rivers and streams. And any stuck, stale, blocked or stagnant energy you may have had before your practice has been released throughout your practice. Is now flowing freely. Just take a nice and deep conscious breaths as we exhale, surrendering and letting go. As we inhale, begin to feel the lightness of the subtle energy body flowing freely. Look into the center of the forehead, into the emptiness, into the nothingness. And as we become lighter in the subtle energy body, begin to immerse yourself into that emptiness, into that nothingness. And feel that freedom and embody that peace. In the stillness, embody that peace and the calm that you've created. Just relaxing the whole entire body, letting it melt away. Just immersing yourself into that lightness, that nothingness, that emptiness. And if any thoughts pop into your mind, acknowledge them, be the witness, observe them, and just let them go. Come back to the breath. Maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest. And then you can either continue lying here, because ideally we should lie in Shavasana for at least 5 minutes, or for however long you wish to. But I will end this practice by, for now, waking up the physical body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe roll the head from one side to the other, and then taking a nice deep inhale, exhale, knees to the chest, filling into a ball. And you can curl right here, or just let the head fall and rock gently from side to side. A little back massage before we go. And then when you're ready, gently rock it up into sitting. And let's take a moment, sat cross-legged, or the first steps and stages of a lotus would be to bring the heels into the center, and then half lotus you would bring one foot more into the groin, and then full lotus eventually. With practice you will get there. Took me a while. And then we'll just sit for a moment with a straight spine and bring the palms together, closing the eyes, palms together in front of the heart center, where we hold all of our love and compassion, not only for others but most importantly for ourselves, who we more often forget about than not. And let's take a moment of gratitude, just to give ourselves a little thank you for the time that we've taken for ourselves in our practice, thanking our bodies for what they have achieved, and also remembering that yoga is a journey of self-realization with self-acceptance, so wherever we are at is perfect. To practice patience and perseverance, we can only improve and get better, not only physically, mentally, emotionally, and also spiritually. Feeling that higher self, tuning into our higher consciousness and our infinite being within, connecting to higher power, whether it be God, universal energy, whatever it is you believe. Becoming all one with all that is. Follow the breath, remembering it's a very powerful tool, always accessible to us, anytime, any place, anywhere, for us to reconnect and reclaim our natural state of being, of peace and calm, love and joy. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. Well done.